Now you get to watch. This is the first time you've watched me film by myself.
True.
I've never done this. First time.
Would it help if I stood at the camera and then you talked to me?
Hello, Internet. This is Paige, otherwise known as just Paige, because, well, you can read the blog about that. Anyways, I wanted to come on here by myself today and talk a little bit about an update of my weight loss surgery, because I talked pretty prominently about that a few years ago. And I wanted to give like a 2-year update because I feel like it's actually one of our most watched videos is the first video of me talking about it, and I feel like there's been a lot of interest in the subject because there isn't a lot of content out there in regards to having weight loss surgery, especially at my stage of life. A lot of it is primarily dealt with in your mid-40s to early 50s because that's when people start to take a look at weight loss as preventative medicine. So I have a few topics I want to focus on today. Laura is here and she will be asking questions as we go. This is also the first time I've ever filmed a solo video in front of someone else, so not sure if this will help or hinder my experience, but there's a first time for everything. Check out our first timers videos. So my surgery was gastric bypass, otherwise known as Roux-En-Y. So I had the full bypass, not a sleeve, not a balloon, not a lap band. Those are terrible, do not get a lap band. But I got the full bypass and I had it on January 10th, 2017. So I am just 2.5 years into it. The 100 and some odd pounds that I lost does include the 20 pounds of extra skin I had removed, but that's another part of the video that I will discuss. So in the last, I'd say 8 to 10 months, I have plateaued in my weight loss. I have actually had a little bit of regain. Everything like that is normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just as your body starts becoming normal again, you start to be able to tolerate a lot more foods and a lot more different foods than you were eating. So your body will tend to dip and I have plateaued. I have plateaued very hard, and I also have other problems that have arisen, not because of the surgery, but just problems in my life that have eliminated me being able to work out. So my plateau, it's harder for me to get over my plateau. I'm currently pretty well comfortable in the weight that I have lost and where I am sitting. I would like to tone up a little bit, but once again, that's another topic for another day. I have found that with the weight loss, I have a lot of loose skin. A lot of doctors told me for a very long time, oh, you're young, it will rebound. You don't think it will be as bad as it is, blah, 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 blah. But it's actually one of my biggest insecurities right now. I did have skin removal surgery on my abdomen area, and the paniculectomy, which is the removal of the loose apron of skin that happens when you are very large. You just develop like a pocket of empty skin at the bottom of your waist, and I had that removed and I had all my muscles put back in place. Manitoba Health did cover the removal of my pannus, which is the paniculectomy, because it is considered a bacterial risk. So I had it removed, and when I got all the muscles put back in place, I had to pay for that portion. In Manitoba, it's about a $6,500 surgery. I had it done by Dr. Singh out of Plastic Surgery Associates of Winnipeg. He's a very good surgeon. He made everything very aligned and symmetrical, and he followed up very well. His nursing staff is amazing, so if you have any plastic surgery needs, I fully recommend giving him a shout. Tips and tricks for the surgery is do not become dependent on your abdominal binder, but also wear it until you feel you are ready to remove it. I had a lot of discomfort problems because my family, who has medical background, made me take it off a lot sooner than I think I should have, and now I am having a lot of abdominal muscle pains, but that is all normal according to my doctor. Swelling, which I have a lot of still 8 months post-op, is a real thing, and he said I will probably have swelling up until two plus years post-op, which is not fun, but it is what it is. They do cut a ring all the way around your belly button and then stitch it back into place. Mine seemed very misplaced right after surgery, but now that everything has settled, I do feel like it is in the right spot. So once again, Dr. Singh made the right call.
What do you feel has been the biggest life change since doing it?
I think the biggest life change that has happened is that, yes, it was life-changing, but it didn't change my life. And that was a hard thing to realize afterwards, that some of the problems with my health and some of the problems in my head and insecurities like that, they didn't go away because I lost the weight. So it wasn't, like I said, it was life-changing, but it did not change my life.
How have your eating habits changed?
Well, I can't eat a dozen donuts or a box of Timbits or go on a binge Chinese food buffet. So that's definitely an eating change. I really just have to be cognizant of how much sugar intake I'm taking in, because sugar is a weight loss surgery person's worst enemy. It can cause a problem called dumping syndrome, and it is probably the least fun thing that's ever happened. It's only happened to me once. Thank goodness. It's after a night of sangria and McDonald's, and dumping syndrome is not your friend, so avoid sugar as much as possible. It doesn't mean that you can't eat sugar at all. You just gotta really, really limit.
What would be your number one piece of advice for somebody who is maybe just starting to think about the process of weight loss surgery?
My biggest decision maker for having this surgery was not vanity. It is and always will be that I wanted a more free lifestyle. So I didn't want to have to worry about going to a concert and not fitting in the chairs. I didn't want to have to go on a plane and not have the seat fit, or have to pay extra because I was above the weight limit, as American Airlines calls it. So this surgery was never for looks. It was always to change my lifestyle. And I think it has done that. It has succeeded in that. I no longer have those insecurities about going and doing things, and I'm trying more things that I never thought I would. I tried on my first bikini last week.
How has shopping changed?
Oh, shopping. I feel like shopping for any woman is probably just... People say women love to shop, but honestly, we go shopping so often and for so long because it takes so long to find something that fits properly and right in any store you go into. The easier part, I would say, about being overweight is you're limited to 2 or 3 stores that you can shop at. You can pretty much go in, and when I was at my biggest, I was at the biggest size in most stores. So if I didn't fit that size in that store, then I knew I had no other options. Now I can walk into 7 or 8 extra stores than I used to be able to. I still can't shop in every store. I'm still in double XL or an extra large, and stores sometimes only go up to a 12 or a 14, or you have to shop online to get their extended size range. So I still can't go into every store and buy what I want, but I can go into most stores and try something on. It's become a struggle knowing that 12 stores have 12 different size ranges, and an extra large in one store will not fit you in another store, and a large in another store might actually be too big, and so nothing fits the same in every store, and I really think that that is a problem in our materialistic world, and I think someone needs to do something about it. Ha!
Word. How have your friends and family reacted to your decision and your new kind of lifestyle?
Friends and family have all been very supportive to a degree. I did celebrate my 10-year high school reunion last year, and I didn't go, but there was a lot of people in town from my high school that I hadn't seen in probably 10 to 12 years, and seeing some of them was very shocking to my mental health, I think, because I still have a hard time taking compliments, because everything in my past was always, oh, you're such a pretty girl, but, or, oh, you look so nice, but. There was always an asterisk.
You have such a pretty face.
But. So I was always that asterisk with a compliment, and people complimenting me now is difficult to take. I've never taken a compliment well. Like, when I run into people in the street that I used to know and they say, oh, you look so good, like, there's nothing more uncomfortable for me. In my mind, I hear them saying, you look so good now,
But you didn't.
but what about then? And that's hard mentally to take in.
do you want to talk about like what were the main proponents to the weight gain in the first place?
So I have a disease called polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I'm a textbook case. It went undiagnosed for 25 years of my life. My doctor never looked into it. I had bouts of flare-ups, I guess is what you could call it, where I had my period for 6 months and it was making my iron levels drop to scarily low numbers, and my doctor just didn't feel it was worth investigating. He would throw a pill at it, which would help, but eventually it stopped helping. And the minute I was in with the doctor in Edmonton where I had my gastric bypass surgery, she pretty much diagnosed me within 10 minutes of a conversation with her. And so I want people to know that if you are experiencing these problems, especially females, because this issue goes undiagnosed in females so often and it's kind of a silenced disease, which is not okay, because if it goes untreated long enough, it will hinder your life and it will cause a lot more problems than it should. Extreme weight gain is one of them, which can cause a bunch more problems in theory of other things. Also, there is an insulin resistance portion of polycystic ovarian syndrome, which nobody really talks about, which if gone untreated will cause you to have type 2 diabetes, and there's no way around it. It doesn't even matter if you're skinny and you have PCOS. If you don't treat it, then you will get type 2 diabetes and that can cause you to die. So I guess an update to my journey. I hate that word. The road to recovery. It's not a road to recovery. You are still you. You are the same person inside. The packaging on the outside does not matter. The update I can give to you is I still have all the same insecurities I had before. If anything, I probably have more, because with the weight loss I have experienced extreme loose skin in my thighs and my arms, and I'm even starting to get it in my face because I'm getting older and nothing's as tighter as it was even 2 years ago. And so if you think your double chin is bad when you're fat, wait until you get this. You're gonna get jowls. But my advice to you is to wear the skinny jeans, wear the shorts, wear the bathing suit, and just don't care what anyone else thinks, because if you thought about what other people think, then it's gonna make you much less happy than being fat does. So just do it. That is my advice to you. I should follow my own advice, but like, it's a struggle and I'm getting there. We will get there. There's a burgeoning horizon of things that I will get to do eventually, like ride a frickin' roller coaster, which I still have not done.
That could be a first timers video.
Hashtag first timers. I would love to go ziplining. Did buy a kayak, and I do enjoy kayaking, and I never would have thought to do that at 450 pounds. So I would have sunk the frickin' boat.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of me too, most days. And then other days it's kind of like, what the fuck was I thinking? So make sure you like and subscribe and ring that stupid little bell that YouTube makes you ring now, just to know when you're gonna get our videos. Our schedule is a little up in the air now that we're back, but you never know when we will put them up. So ring the bell, find out. Make sure you tune into the next episode of the Paige Lo Show, and make sure you have a good weekend. And cheersies.